What happens when two of the most spiritual planets are in the same house? Today, I will be discussing about the conjunction of Jupiter and Ketu. Hello friends, my name is Hardik and you're watching my YouTube channel on Vedic Astrology, AstroKeen. So let's start. So before we start discussing about this conjunction of Jupiter and Ketu, which is a very interesting conjunction, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel. Your subscriptions gives me a lot of motivation to make new videos like this. So kindly subscribe and please share the video if you like it. Now let's come back to the topic. Now what is Jupiter and what is Ketu? Let's start with Jupiter. Jupiter is the most auspicious planet. Right? Jupiter represents your money, Jupiter represents your gurus, Jupiter represents your religious stuff, Jupiter is about wisdom, Jupiter is about fortune, luck, Jupiter is about marriage, Jupiter is about expansion, Jupiter is about spirituality. Similarly, Ketu is also about spirituality. Ketu is also about intuition. Ketu is about moksha, liberation. Ketu is about letting things go, letting materialistic things go. Hence, Ketu is also about losses. So that's what Ketu is. Now, when Jupiter and Ketu are present in the same house, that means there is a conjunction between Jupiter and Ketu. What exactly happens? Now, before we come to the conjunction of Jupiter and Ketu, whenever I've studied about conjunction, I've explained in my other conjunction videos as well, my research tell me that the conjunction really work when the degree of these two planets are not very far, right? If Jupiter is at 4 degree and Ketu is at 28 degrees, or if Ketu is at 3 degree and Jupiter is at 29 degrees, then technically it is still a conjunction because both these planets are in the same house, but the effect of the conjunction is very less. It's like one person is standing in the kitchen where the other person is standing in living room. You are in the same house, but you are at different position in the house, very far away. So the effect reduces. Now for me, what and when a conjunction really work if the degree between these two planets is 15 or less than 15 degrees. So the closer the degrees between these two planets, the conjunction will have more effects. Now let's come back to the Ketu and Jupiter conjunction. Generally speaking, Ketu and Jupiter conjunction can be a great conjunction if you want to go the spiritual path. It's a great conjunction to have some kind of spiritual evolution in your life. If you want to do meditation, if you want to do spirituality, if you want to do something related to spirituality, if you want, you're not interested in material things of life but more on the spiritual thing of life, this conjunction will be magical for you if it is well placed, of course. Now if the conjunction is happening in say 4th house, 8th house, 9th house or 12th house, then your path to spirituality will only amplify. And when will it amplify? Whenever you're going through the time period of Jupiter or Ketu. If you're going through a Jupiter Mahadasha or a Ketu Mahadasha, and then there is a Jupiter Antardasha that comes in with a Ketu Mahadasha, or a Ketu Antardasha comes in with Jupiter Mahadasha, that is the time when it will really amplify. But generally speaking, you will have a spiritual bent of mind. Wherever it is placed, if it is placed in 4th, 8th, 9th and 12th house, the spirituality in your life will only increase. Now second thing which can happen with this kind of a conjunction is Ketu is about your past life, right? Whatever you've achieved in your past life, wherever Ketu is placed, it means that you have done that part of the life, that aspect of the light come easily to you, right? And Jupiter is about wisdom. So wherever you will see Jupiter and Ketu placed in your chart, you have all the skills, you have all the wisdom, you have done that, you have achieved that aspect of life. For example, if it happens in 5th house, right, it means that you are very comfortable with your kids. You are going to be a spiritual guide for your kids, right? You will take them to spiritual path as well, like you are in that path already. You will make sure that your children also go that path slowly and gradually. If it happens in 7th house, then your married life will be a very spiritual one. Jupiter is, if you're a female and Jupiter is the spouse of your, in your chart. So Jupiter and Ketu means that your spouse, your better half, your husband, your partner, whatever you want to call that particular person, that person is going to be very, very spiritual in nature. That person will, and your relationship will be very spiritual. That is the kind of relationship that will happen. That is the kind of relationship that you'll build. One more thing is that if you do meditation, that will come easily to you, right? If you're into astrology, if you're into Ayurveda, if you're into healing, if you're into Reiki, some kind of spirituality, that will come easily to you. That are the kind of profession you will do well, very well. You can be a teacher of philosophy. You can be a teacher of spirituality. You can be a yoga teacher. You will do very well as a teacher, because there will be a very good counselor who has a spiritual bent of mind, right? Because these are two very spiritual planets. Of course, Jupiter is spirituality in a great way. Ketu is spirituality in a difficult way. Jupiter is the sattvic planet in your chart, whereas Ketu is the tamasic planet in your chart, right? It's the tamasic planet in your chart. So the sattvic and tamasic, one is very novel in his thought, very good in his thought. Tamasic planet is slightly lazy, slightly laid back, slightly impulsive. So that is the difference. But let's accept that both these planets are very, very spiritual. So you will always have a spiritual bent. And I'm repeating this because that's what is the strength of this conjunction. Whenever I have done a research of a person who's a guru, who's a yogi, who's a meditator, who's a person who is a rishi, you will see that they will have a very strong combination of Jupiter and Ketu. Jupiter and Ketu will be playing very important role, whether they'll be aspecting, they'll be in conjunction, there'll be houses which are spiritual in nature, like the 8th house, 9th house, 12th house, 4th house, or even the 1st house. That is where I see these two planets playing a great role in these kind of people's chart. All is not great about this conjunction, right? I've already told you that these are the things which will be good about this conjunction, but there is a difficult aspect to this as well. And why it is so, and when is it more difficult, is if it is not well placed, or if Ketu is more powerful in your chart. Now, for example, if Jupiter and Ketu are in a sign where Jupiter is debilitated, right, or Jupiter is not powerful, Jupiter is in the last degree, Jupiter is in the 29th degree, or aspected by planets which are not its natural friend, then in that case Ketu kind of dictate the terms of this conjunction. That is where Ketu can take away a lot of materialistic thing from you in a very wrong way. For you to achieve your goal of spirituality, which is great, but it will take you in a very wrong way. It will first take away everything for you. First it will show you the difficult side of it, and then it will help you go the spiritual path, right? If Jupiter is more powerful, then you did not worry. Then Jupiter will control things, and Jupiter is a beautiful planet. Jupiter will do it very, very smoothly. You will have all the materialistic thing in your life, but at the same time you'll have a spiritual bent. That's ideally the best thing, or the best thing that can happen to you. Now, one more thing which can be difficult is Ketu is about illusion. So what happens if Ketu is powerful in your chart and Jupiter is weak in your chart, then what can happen is that it can take you in wrong direction. So you have to be careful about it. So what can happen is you may not be satisfied with your gurus. You may be thinking that, hey, this guru cannot teach me in the correct direction. I should practice on my own. So that is where, these kind of wrong path it may create if Ketu is powerful in your chart. But if Jupiter is powerful in your chart, if Jupiter is planet which is dictating this conjunction, then what happens is that Ketu is about intuition. Jupiter will be able to control that intuition of Ketu in a very, very correct way. So you will have intuition power. These are the people who can be very good astrologers. These are the people who can really do well as a yoga teacher, as a teacher who teaches meditation, who teaches spirituality, who talks about spirituality, who you will do very well, who teaches philosophy, because you will have that intuition. And whenever you take a decision, most often you will see that the decision will give you the desired results. That's what this conjunction is all about. Generally a very good conjunction if you want to go the spiritual path. The only thing you need to be worried about is if Ketu is a more powerful planet. Only in that case you have to be a little more careful. But generally speaking, for us to go the spiritual path, this is a fantastic conjunction. Thank you for watching my video. Please do comment if you have any more queries. If you want to give me any feedback, please do comment. Whenever I get time, I will reply to your comments. Please share my video. Please subscribe to my channel. Take care and bye-bye.